JC here with FMR Therapy, and today we're going to do the 90-90. So if your hips are tight, either in internal or external rotation, this is for you. To set up, we're going to start by placing our legs in that 90-90 position. So the 90-90 is really just a stretch. Let me back up so you can see where I'm at here. It's really just a stretch. It's a position that we get ourselves in. When we say 90-90, what we're talking about is these angles of the knees, and I would actually suggest this angle here in the crotchular area. But what really all you need to do is line your knee up with your ankle in front of you, looking at a shin bone that looks fairly straight. We're trying not to do this number here with a really bent knee, so we're looking for that right angle. And then same thing here, line this knee up with this ankle and this knee up with that ankle back there, right? So now I'm in that 90-90 position, and I can really just kind of ask myself, how well am I tolerating this position? Do I need to be way back here because my spine gets weird or my hip feels weird when I try to sit upright? Am I trying to sit upright, but I'm actually just completely, twisting and curling in my spine in order to try to get my spine upright? Or can I actually just sort of sit in this position with a fairly straight spine, nothing, going too wonky, and I don't feel crazy in this hip here? So that's your start position. Let's work on external rotation first, right? So I'm going to take this knee and I'm going to take the back side of this knee and I'm going to pull it towards the ground. And I'm just actively pulling it towards the ground. Take a deep breath and then relax and stop pulling it towards the ground. Let's do 5 or 6 of those, right? Where I'm actively pulling, I take a deep breath, keep pulling, and then as I exhale, I relax, right? So I'm really just using my external rotators to try to bring this knee back to the ground. Then we're going to get a stretch. So I want you to face your whole body towards this thunder thigh here. Take your belly button and try to bring your belly button to your knee. We don't need to do a full, banana back arch here, but a little bit of an arch is going to be helpful to stay out of flexion. I don't want you to flex towards this knee and just let your back round and come forward. I want you to try to put your actual navel, your belly button on that knee. So as you're coming down, you're feeling that stretch, and you should feel it in the backside of this leg, right? Because of that sort of extension of your lumbar and your thoracic spine, we're just getting that stretch back there. And then you would come out of that stretch and then back into that stretch. Advanced, you would not need your hands. You'd be able to come into this stretch and back out of that stretch. And super duper gnarly advanced, you'd be able to get all the way belly onto the leg and then come back up, arms not touching the floor or touching yourself. So that's for external rotation. Now let's work a little bit on internal rotation. So that's this leg over here. We're going to take this foot, let me scooch up so you can see that foot. We're going to take that foot and we're simply going to, as we're leaning forward, we're going to lift, hold, take a breath, and then reset. Let's do 5 or 6 of these, right? We're going to lift, hold, take a breath, reset. Then at some point, we really want to see how good we can do this internal rotation. So meaning we want our body to actually our torso to come upright. So at first, I'm just sort of leaning so that I can get that lift. Now I'm going to hold that foot up there and then try to get my body upright, hold on to that position, and slowly lower. Let's try to get 5 or 6 of those. If you get some cramping going on right here, totally normal. Shake it off, maybe straighten out the leg, rub it out a little bit, and then come back into that position and try to finish your 5 or 6 reps. From there, you guys, we're going to take this toe back there, that big toe, push it into the ground, and we're going to lift this knee. And I'm really trying to lift that knee as high as I can while I'm actually pulling this knee actively towards the ground. Let's get 5 or 6 of those. Actively pulling this knee to the ground, actively bringing this knee as far as I can with these two knees sort of fighting each other. Once I'm done with that, so I've worked on my external rotation, worked on my internal rotation, worked on the forces between the two legs, now it's time for me to just switch over and do this whole thing on the other side, right? So start with external rotation, get some activation there, get some stretch with a nice banana back. Then we're going to get into some internal rotation here. In this position, you guys, you're always welcome to just sort of rotate your body around and just find some deep stretches. The more I turn this way, the more I'm going to get sort of a stretch on that internal rotation back there. really try to sit up tall and explore different places while you're going through this exercise. Hope that helps. You get some loosey-goosey hips soon. Thanks for sticking around.